just a wee bit of a year-end wrap-up. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to my Tick at the Lake. So I wasn't going to do any Christmas stuff because I had too much other stuff to do, and I've been prepping for January, so I didn't want to do a whole bunch of Christmas stuff. I ended up doing a whole bunch of Christmas stuff too. So I just want to give you a couple little updates and show you what I worked on and tell you what's upcoming in the new year. First, let's start at the beginning. Way back when, I showed you that I coffee dyed an entire composition book and made it wonderfully crinkly and dirty and grungy for my fall journal, daily, where I write a lot journal. And I didn't realize this, but when it got wet, this black and white is just glued on to this craft paper cover. So I pulled that off, and it was really plain, just plain Jane. I decoupaged a napkin on there, and this haystack is not part of the napkin, but it's where some of the paper here pulled off and left some residue, and you could see it through the napkin, and to me it looked like a haystack. So I took out some colored pens and just sketched in some gold and brown lines to indicate a haystack behind this beautiful napkin, and it worked out fine. I quite like how it worked. That's the front. Flip it over. Here's the back. This is from a beautiful digikit that I purchased. I will link that below in case you're interested in it for next fall. It's a whole bunch of cozy fall vignettes, just so cozy. So I just slapped one of those pieces on the back cover. So I have a review. There's lots of coffee, and I use instant coffee, and that leaves a bit of a residue. You can't really feel it on the page at all. But when I was using my pens, my favorite are Ink Joy gel pens, 0.7 size by Papermate, retractable. When I was using these, they kept clogging up. There is a residue, even though I can't feel it and I can't scrape it off. When writing, the liquid gel would sort of reactivate that coffee, and it was clogging up my pens and making me crazy. Well, that's fine. I have some really wonderful writing pencils that I just love that I don't mind using. So I don't use a number 2 pencil. I'll show you what I use in case you want to write a lot. This is a Staedtler brand Remedy RX Remedy pencil. This is HB 0.5 lead. Super smooth, fast, comfortable. I can write for hours with this pencil if I need to. I absolutely love it. They're getting harder and harder to find, but it's Staedtler brand, twist top eraser, refillable with leads. Holds a lot of leads, so I don't have to refill it very often. Just works like a dream. I used this when I was a reporter, when I had to take notes really, really fast, and a lot of notes, say during a county commissioner's meeting or a board of education meeting. 7 people are talking all at once and whatnot. I have to be able to write really, really fast, smooth, legible, etc. This is the one that I used, and I use it all the time. So I didn't mind digging this out in order to write in my journal. I did not do much writing in this journal. Part of it was because of the pen issue that irritated me. The most irritating part I found is that I didn't notice this when I made it, it's wide ruled. And I loathe that. I don't know why, I just don't like it. And so I kind of quit pretty early on. I did not fill this book. What I will use it for is a fall glue book. I'll fill it in with something because I do love the wrinkly pages. I love the noise. I love the feel of it. I like having a vintage composition book that I dragged through the coffee and got all wet and musty, and not musty, wet and messy. However, as a journal, not my cup of tea, only because of that. It was, it's bumpy and it's hard to write on, but if you're writing with a pencil, the pencil goes right over it. So the actual physical part of writing wasn't too bad. It was just that stupid wide rule that I just couldn't live with. I've said this before in other videos, but the way I fill my journals is I have a front and I fill all the front pages. You'll see that the back pages are blank. I fill this whole side up on the one side, and when that's filled up, I flip it over and do the same on the back. And so all of my things are here on the back. And this is what I did throughout the journal, both sides, is I used that kit and I just decorated. I put pockets and envelopes in here and there. So this will make a fun journal, junk journal of some sort, a smash book for next fall. I just put things in that matched here and there, and I did that on the other side as well. There's my centerfold, you see. One is the right way up, and one is the right way up if you're going this way. I did write around it on this one. But on this side, I used various pieces from different kits that I had, just little bits and pieces. Those are all from different kits. This is from this kit. Dang, this kit. And then, like I said, I just flipped it around. Used a lot of the mason jars. I just think they're so cute. And just threw them in heather and yan, just to decorate it up a little bit. Not many of them, obviously. Can't find any. There's a tag. Oh, so let's talk about this crappy glue situation. There we go. Still having the crappy glue situation. So this came highly recommended by someone who glues a lot, and I think that person is full of shite. I can't even imagine why that person would recommend it. It's kid stuff. It's a lot of water. It warps everything. I hate it. But I had, I don't know, a 12 or a 24 pack. I had a lot. One of the things I wanted to share with you today is maybe a way around. It's crappy glue is crappy glue is crappy glue. It's always going to be crappy glue. But I wanted to share something that I have been doing that might help a little bit with the crappy glue situation. I'm not sure. I did order more. I have no idea. Oh, the new brand that I've ordered is More, M-O-O-R-E. We'll see. But what I was doing was what I always do, is just put glue on the thing and then put the thing on the page. But what I remember from a lesson a long time ago about some kind of different glue, that glue suggested that you glue the thing and then you put glue down where you want the thing. And so instead of the glue having to stick everything to the page, if you have glue here and glue here, it may just stick a little bit better. That bond may be just a little bit tighter than it was. We'll see. In a few days, I'll come back and see if I can pull this off with ease like I just did. It just came right off as if it were not even glued ever. But that time I just glued the paper and stuck it down. This time I glued the paper and I glued where it's going. Gave it just a couple of seconds for both of those glues to kind of dry out, just a few seconds, and then put it down. So those glues are gluing together instead of one layer of glue having to glue two pieces together. I don't know. It worked with that other glue. We'll see. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. I won't be ordering that particular brand of glue again. But I did want to share that with you, so we're making progress here in this video. This was fall. I was very happy to pick a college ruled notebook this time for my December one. You might recognize this as a page from my little book. Actually, it's from the big book, the Snazzy Snips book. This is a page and one of the cutouts. And then I just stamped 2023, flipped it over and did another favorite page. I love that plaid with this little guy, and put 2023 down on there. This I meant writing in with one of my favorite writing tools. Is a Christmas gift from last year. It is just, I believe it's Papermate. I don't even remember now. You can get them at Meijer. Walmart probably has them. I know they have them on Amazon. And it's a quill pen, but it's a cartridge quill. So it's not a dip pen. It comes with ink cartridges. Super easy. Twist this off. This is a Pilot. I can picture the thing in my head now. It's a Pilot pen. Anyway, so I'm almost out of ink. You can see that it's almost empty. There's just a tiny little bit left in there. You pop that out, pop another one on. Super easy. And I love writing with this pen. So that's what I've been doing. Clean off that ink. In this book, my inside pages are pages from Snazzy Snip, Christmas Cute. because they're upside down, because that's how we do it. It's a back page with one of the cutouts on it. I didn't decorate throughout this one because I knew I would be writing in it. I took my vintage photo and just vintage photo run my dauber along the sides of the pages just to vintage that up a tiny bit so it wasn't stark white against these nice vintage colors. So this, I have about a week left. You see I haven't filled this one up either. I just have not been writing in my journals the way that I used to. I used to be able to fill one of those up in a week or two, and I don't know if I've been too busy or what, but actually I do know, and I'll discuss that over on Positively Creative You, my other channel, PCU. I know exactly why I'm not writing as much, and I'll share that over there. So if you're nosy, join me over there, Positively Creative You. We're going to kick off 2024 with a bang. Positively Creative You is all about positively creating a life that you love. Do more, be more, have more of the things you say you want in your life. It's all about that. Using tools you already have. No woo-woo, no chakra, no kumbaya. It's the science of how our brains work. It's simple math, common sense. And once in a while we talk about a gear shift. That's gonna start January 2024. I'm quite looking forward to that. We'll come back to this fall thing in just a minute. I wanted to show you this other project that I had started. This is just a Reader's Digest condensed book. It's a little bit smaller than the normal ones for some reason. It's not as thick and it's not as tall as the normal ones. I don't know why. It's not a Christmas book. It was Churchill and 3 weddings and all kinds of weird stories, but it was perfect colors. So again, I cut out of my books the pieces that I like. I just love this. He's so vintage to me. The cover was getting a little bit cracked, so I glued washi tape on both sides. I covered up the spine again with my favorite page from the book, and then I'm gluing things together inside to keep the spine as strong as I can. This is just going to be a Christmas glue book. It's not just for this year. It's until it's filled. And whenever I come across something that feels vintagey to me, this is maybe 5 or 6 years old, but it feels very vintage, that gold background, and it just seemed like such an elegant picture. And then washi tape across, washi tape where it was cracking, glued washi tape. Whenever I come across something that feels vintage, I put it in here. This is from the 90s. It's not terribly vintage, although that is 30 years ago. I did vintage it up quite a bit more with my vintage photo. Dirtied up those pages. It has gold pages on top, but the others were kind of white. And even though it's from 1966, it's not terribly aged. There's a little bit of caramelization around, but very, very minimal. I found this Better Homes and Gardens Throwback 1966 Villages. It was a whole page of different villages from 1966. And we used to have something similar. It wasn't these bright colors. Well, it was hot pink. It was just different bright colors with those funny little trees. We had a whole village like this when I was a kid, and so I cut that out. I'm going to cut out, just leave where it says Vintage Mod, and it describes number 4, which this is, and 1966, because it's a 1966 book. It just seemed perfect. And I did just a few pages in here, Christmas goodies. Do you remember ordering from Swiss Colony? That was the big thing. That was a really cool gift if you got something from Swiss Colony. It was very overpriced, not terribly wonderful, but it was a thing, you know? It was a big deal to get something for someone from Swiss Colony, or from someone from Swiss Colony. And they would have Yule logs, different kinds of edible Yule logs, and all kinds of different candies, and that just really reminded me of it. So I did a few of the pages. This is a Christmas cake I've been making since the 80s. I just call it Christmas cake because obviously, and it's a Jell-O poke cake. And I asked Dr. Google, and he showed me the original 1979 McCall's magazine ad where it first appeared. So I printed that off, vintaged it up, and now it's in my vintage book. I've been making this cake since probably 88, 87, somewhere around there. Big hit with the family. It's raspberry and lime. None of us like lime, so next year I'm going to make pineapple, but put blue food coloring in it so it's green. So it'll be raspberry and pineapple. That'll be even better. And it's just Cool Whip on top. It's so easy. But that was fun to find that old ad. And I've just been tucking things in that just seem old-fashioned to me. And I'm quite looking forward to filling that up. But I think I'm done with it for the year. I'm ready to move on from Christmas. So these next two things are completely inspired by Amy at Doki Doki Forest. She put together a junk journal pretty early on. And I had said, I'm not going to do a junk journal. I'm not going to do anything Christmas because I have too much to do for January and hosting Christmas. So I'm not going to do Christmas stuff. Well, hers looked so fun and so festive and cute and wonderful. One night I just decided, fine, I'm going to do one. And so I grabbed an Amazon mailer. I cut it down to size, but I left the top. I like the pockets. And there wasn't much to trim off. I just had to trim off the part that I tore. I covered it in pieces of my favorite wrapping paper, some pieces from my book, pieces from the book. I wanted to carry a theme throughout. So there's a page in the book where all the critters are wearing green. So I cut all those out and scattered them throughout. And I used green pages that I'd bought this kit a long time ago, and these were misprints, but they're perfect for this. And they had white backgrounds, so I glued craft paper over them, or wrapping paper over them to hide that bright white. This is just a calendar page that I thought was beautiful from, I don't know, 2006 or some bloody thing. I don't know. I put it all together, and then I started adding bits and pieces, more of my favorite wrapping paper, paper that I got for Christmas, The back of the calendar I covered in craft paper and wrapping paper. This is the tag off that Krabby Crafter pillow that I love so much. Wrapping paper that I have, my Irish coffee dyed paper. These are all just pieces. When I cut these guys out, or other things, you'll see I have other pieces of the book. These are the back pages, because remember, the back pages are so pretty. And this is just a trim of scraps. I have quite a bit to fill in. These are my current Christmas washies, the little red trucks that everybody loves so much, and little gnomes and gingerbread and Christmas goodies. Stuff that I got for Christmas, stuff that I bought for Christmas, the little mini junk journals that I made, my favorite tags. It's one of my favorite papers. I don't know, some of these trees have glitter. I don't know if you can see it. They just sparkle. I may just leave that page. I just love it how it is. Credit union. First time I printed that for that other book, it was too small, so I stuck it in here because I made it. All the trucks from different wrapping papers. More scraps from pieces of the back pages of the book. One of my lists that I did day before Christmas. Beautiful. Wrapping paper that I got for Christmas, pieces from the book. I got the girls all glass dip pens for Christmas and a bottle of Winsor Newton ink. And I wrote them a little letter that says you can find a whole bunch of videos and shorts on YouTube and TikTok about how to use a glass dip pen, and put that in each of their gifts. So you see there's a lot of blank pages. Well, I have this whole basket of goodies. Tags, napkins that we used, tea that I got for Christmas and had at Christmas, tags. Mom put a little jingle bell on there, and so I'm going to fill it with that. And I'm also going to add, I pulled out quite a few things from my magazine that apply. You know, what's Christmas without digital pictures? That is, you know, that's how we do things now. Raspberry thing. I watched White Christmas this year for the first time ever. Was on a absolute Christmas Carol binge. This year I watched, I don't know, a dozen different versions of it throughout the season. Just a beautiful little beastly. And I bought ribbon candy because my grandma always had ribbon candy at Christmas, and I was trying to make it as old-fashioned as possible. I told you a while ago that I put confetti in every card that I ever sent in the 80s, and my sister is still paying me back. So she sent this. I'm going to glue these in to give my little glue book some sparkle and some festiveness. She lives in Florida, so she sent me this beautiful little sparkly Christmas tree on the ocean. And I got some great cards. You know, I'm surprised how many people sent Christmas cards. So I'm going to put these in this junk journal somehow, some way. I'm not sure how just yet. I also got some really great, my cousin saved this from Valentine's, this little Boston. It's not a Boston because he has a tail. Bostons have pigtails. I don't know what he is, but he's adorable. And a little dogger there. And my beautiful friend Amy at Doki Doki Forest sent me a Christmas card. All kinds of beautiful stamps. Boston Christmas washi. Look at there. Look how fun they are. Little doxy. All kinds of Christmas washi. She has all different stuff than I do. And inside, a beautiful card. Trader Joe's. Oh, how fun. I didn't notice that. Look how cute he is. Gourmet greeting cards. So fun. With a little beastlies around the tree. Books everywhere. I mean, just a super, super thoughtful. She sent me some, and she decorated the inside of it. Look how fun this is. Wishing you and Bitsy the merriest, jolliest holiday one could hope for. Love, Amy and Sophia. So fun. She's got stickers and stamps and some doodling. More of that Christmas washi. And she sent me a beautiful vellum sticker, snowflake sticker. Some cutouts, some critters all decked out in their Christmas finery. And a vintage postcard that is fabulous. The season's best wishes. May ships from Good Luck Land towards you ever steer, and beach on a golden strand with tons of Christmas cheer. So pretty. And then it is dated 1914. Wishing you a joyful Christmas. Lillian McMillan. To Miss Bessie Hunt in Little Compton, Rhode Island. So cool. And a festive hot cocoa cutout. So I'll be putting these either in my Happy Mail journal or this Christmas journal. I'm not sure which just yet. And my mom sent me a really fun one too. It's kind of 3D. So you see the fireplace there and the 3D stockings. It's so different. It just opened up, says Love Mom and Dad 2023. Very festive. But the front of it is 3D. So that'll go in there along with the few things that I cut out. And I'm also going to list in here who came for Christmas and how we celebrated. I'm going to list all the things that I got. If I have that much ink, I don't know. I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff for Christmas. One box, a giant box that filled my lap, I don't know, about two and a half feet deep. And I opened that box, and inside that box were a whole bunch of little boxes and medium and large boxes all wrapped up. And inside every one of those is something from my Krabby Crafter Christmas wish list. Art supplies galore. That'll be a video for another day. But holy Hannah, we are starting January 2024 off with a bang. I'll tell you that. So stay tuned for that. The last thing that I have to share... Oh, no, I have one more thing to share with you. So I was Christmas shopping. We have a brand new Marshall's store here in town. I've never been to Marshall's. It's kind of like a TJ Maxx. And I went shopping for other people, but I found this bag. I absolutely love this tartan plaid. This is very Christmassy to me. It has these giant rope handles and these giant, like it is a secure And you can hear it. Inside is like a TJ Maxx bag, that papery, plasticky, but on the outside is this flannel. And it's a wine bag. It holds 9 bottles of wine, thus the heavy-duty handles and reinforcements, because 9 bottles of wine is a lot of weight. Now, even when I drank a lot, I never needed to carry 9 bottles of wine anywhere. But I loved this bag, and so I bought it, and I kept thinking, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? Well, I've turned it into a Christmas craft hauler, because it has all these cubbies. I can put magazines that I still need to go through, magazines I've already gone through. It just has all these cubbies. This is where I've tucked all the napkins. I'm just going to cram it full of, so I can take this with me, throw my scissors and my glue in here and a book, and I have a traveling Christmas glue book or traveling Christmas craft bag. So even though it's a wine bag and I don't carry 9 bottles of wine ever anywhere, I love this bag. Things aren't always as they appear, right? In that craft room, you just never know what you can use something for. The last thing I have to show you is my Seasons glue book that Amy at Doki Doki and Forrest and I, this is what we've been working on with our challenge to each other to hashtag use the same images, meaning she and I get the same magazines. We harvest the magazines together because we have to agree on what pictures we're going to use, front of that page or the back of that page, or these people and the words, or whatever. We have a playlist. Each of us has videos about it. But we had a hell of a time getting a fall book that both of us could get our hands on. We managed to end up with 2. I found doubles for spring and doubles for summer, so we're all set there. And she and I both subscribed to Country Living magazine so that we could get our winter. I was hoping we'd get one January, February, and February, March, and that would get us our winter magazines. Neither of us have gotten our first issue yet, and we subscribed around Halloween. Hello, Christmas is over. What the hell are you waiting on? So we still don't have our winter ones, and she texted me and she said, I think I'm going to do some Christmas in our Seasons book. And I'm like, well, we don't have any of the same images. And at first I didn't want to do it, but I thought about it, and she's right. It's Seasons and Christmas is part of that. So I said, okay, fine. We'll just do Crafter's Choice. She sent me, God love her, she's laid out all the magazines that she had for Christmas. And of course they don't match anything that I have. Hers are all newer, mine are old and ever so random, so we didn't have one single magazine the same. So I said, let's just do Crafter's Choice, and we'll each do a couple of pages in our Seasons book. And so we did. And she did a harvesting video of the Christmas magazines that she was using. She harvested all the magazines, and then she did a glue book video to show you how she used all those images. I did neither of those things. I just did it at midnight, a couple different nights in a row. I did it at midnight, and I just want to show you what I ended up with. So this is the last page from our challenge that we did. Two magazines, 2 harvests, 2 glue book sessions separately that we did. And this is the end of mine. I want to do a couple winter, because usually here winter starts right around Halloween, and then I jumped into Christmas. So I'm going to have a couple for winter, then Christmas, and then a few more winter before we do spring. That's how I'm laying mine out. I just wanted to show you what I ended up with for my Seasons glue book. This was fun. No rules, no rhyme, no reason. I just cut out things that I enjoyed that made me happy. Lots of Christmas goodies, lots of bright. And so that's where the images came for this. As I was looking at these, if I found something that looked way vintage, I just stuck it in here. Of course, now, you're always in the back of your mind, should I eat that cookie? What about the waistline? Should I have that cookie? What about the waistline? So I love that Christmas tree made of a measuring tape. My parents say water and veggies are healthier, so she is presenting Santa with a glass of water and a bowl of fresh vegetables. A fun Christmas cookies cookbook, and of course Santa's little helpers. Santa loves his animals. There's a Boston, just puppers and cutie pies and wonderful. And I did this page, I'll show you this in a second, and this page, and then I thought I was done. Well, when I was flipping through, I realized I skipped a page in the middle. So I went back to my magazines, I pulled out a few extra pictures. Again, I watched White Christmas for the first time. It's my mom's favorite, but I've never seen it. So we watched that together. Mom had a big ham for Christmas. Alcohol always helps with our family events. Love the stockings on the mantle. Chalkboard, love that. This kind of looks like my winter dishes, not quite. More critters. So this page is kind of all about the dishes. Winterwood is a false craft style or design, I guess is a better word. How to host. I was the host of Christmas this year. Haven't done that in 30 years. I have these knives, and these are my winter dishes. It's called Winterwood, and I had an old False Craft magazine catalog that had the whole kit and caboodle, all the different pieces. Now, when I got the kit, everything was white. The plates were white. I have these glasses. The dishes were white. But now, or before they retired it, they went to this green pattern. I have one of these. This is what they look like. Very pretty. This is the dishes. But I just wanted to keep this just because I didn't want to cut it all up. And I just wanted to keep it, but I didn't want to just glue it on the page. So I made this little pocket so I could see Winterwood, and I can tuck that in and then decorate it around it. I got out my winter dishes and all the special stuff to go with, the serving dishes and whatnot. We had lots of appetizers, and so that's kind of a fun page. And then this one also has a little bit of interactivity in that I have a tip in here, meaning washi taped on one side. It's just tipped in, so you can see both pages. This is evergreen. This is a blogger named Michael Worm. His living room would be right at home in the Emerald City. He creates a new holiday theme for his living room each year, and this year he took inspiration from the Land of Oz. I used to do that every year. I'd come up with a new color scheme and a new theme and decorate my whole tree that way. All my gifts matched. My tree matched my gifts, matched the decorations around the house. I did that for years and years. But when I quit entertaining, I quit doing that. I love this top hat ice bucket for the champagne on New Year's. And it just matched beautifully, the black and white. At home holiday cookie swap. I used to do these too. But it got so big, we were making, I think at the end, we were making 21 dozen of all of our favorite cookies. And then swapping them with 21 other people, or 20 other people. It just got out of hand. But it was fun when we were first doing it. And books were always a favorite gift of mine. So I did that. And some beautiful reindeer just roaming about. So this was fun, Amy. I'm so glad that you suggested it, because you're absolutely right. It belongs in here, even though we didn't follow the rules. Rules schmools, who cares? It's fine. Next time I say, well, I don't know, tell me to lighten up. Because dang. Anyway, that is my year-end wrap-up of these things. I just wanted to show you some things and give you a heads up of what's coming to this channel in the new year. I will do the unboxing of all my new art and craft supplies. Holy smokes. Literally like a kid in a candy store. I had so much fun. I will show you all those, and of course I will show you some of them I've never used before, so I'm going to use them and, you know, try them out on camera and tell you what I think. And also, months and months ago, a subscriber asked for a video about crafting on the go and travel things. So I have that video coming up, and lots coming up in the new year. So we have lots to look forward to, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful, happy, festive holiday season, and that you are ready to kick off the new year in grand style. And again, if you want to change some things up for the better, check out PCU, subscribe over there, because we're going to get our life in gear, and we're going to get out of ruts, and we're going to move forward toward our dreams much faster and our goals much faster. Again, with tools you already have. No woo-woo, no chakras, just common sense, simple math, and a gear shift. You take care. Go love up your beastlies. My take at the lake. Out for now.